Hi everyone, welcome back to another Bachelor in Paradise The Morning After. I'm Gabby Duncan and today I'm joined by the lovely Ashley I.
Hey guys.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. Okay, so this week in Paradise, a lot went down and my head is still spinning over it.
So, it's the greatest.
I know. Well, let's just jump in because the whole Kendall, Joe, and Leo thing kind of exploded in a big finale.
Hey, you want to say it to my face? Cheers.
Bye. Oh no.
Come on, where are we going? Come on, let's get say it to my face.
Grocery store, bitch.
No. Guys, no. No.
So what were your thoughts on Leo? Because mine, I thought I was going to hate Chris the whole time, but then Leo came in and he kind of took that title for me.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. Well, Leo, you know, he goes, I don't know how Kendall agreed. We're all confused by how Kendall agreed to go on a date when she had the perfect grocery Joe, right?
Yeah.
And she goes on the date and they're just all over each other. She comes back, she says that she's more into Leo, or she sees more of a future with Leo than she did with Joe.
Yeah.
And we're like, what in the world? And then all of a sudden, Leo's becoming a sketch, makes out with Chelsea, and then Kendall, it seems like she didn't know that for at least 24 hours, right? And then he goes on his big tattletale rant. He looks like, my friend goes, he looks like a rented Jason Momoa. Like a lesser man's Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Especially when he dives in the water, he looks like Aquaman.
A poor man's Jason Momoa, yeah.
Who is the tattletale? Like, what?
Also, the fact that he said tattletale implies that he did something wrong and he was just mad that he got caught.
Well, I think the tattletale thing, it's just silly to bring up in Paradise because you're gonna find out. Everyone's gonna find out.
Yeah.
The fact that she even went 24 hours without hearing, without somebody else accidentally or just straight up telling her is fascinating.
So I feel like this question is already answered, but do you think he would have told her if Kevin hadn't done it first?
No, I don't think he was gonna tell her.
No.
Not at all. He wouldn't have been so annoyed.
Yeah.
He really thought he was gonna get through the experience without having her know.
Yeah. But do you think he really had feelings for Kendall, or was it just all a game for him?
I think he definitely had a physical attraction to Kendall. They had physical chemistry. I don't know how deep it went.
Right. I think the whole thing, though, it made me like Joe even more just because he handled the whole situation like a perfect gentleman.
Yeah.
Even when she went on the date with Leo, he was like, you know what, just go. I like you, but I'll let you do your thing. And he didn't even bash Leo, anything like that. He played it pretty cool.
I loved how he was super raw, though. He was like, I don't want you going out with him. I don't get why why you even have a liking for him.
Yeah.
And then yesterday at the reunion show, he told me that he wasn't worried. I go, how does it feel when you are in that environment and you see your crush show interest in somebody else? And he was like, honestly, didn't really let it faze me. He's like, I kind of went about my day, not worried, thought you'd come back to me.
Oh, I love Joe. I love how he just like puts it out there. He doesn't care. He's just himself. Doesn't try to make anything he's not. My favorite conversation, I think it was on Monday. I'm getting all the episodes confused, but when he was talking to Jordan and he found out about the kiss and he's like, I didn't like that kiss at all. I didn't like it at all. And Jordan's like, I don't like that either.
So
it
funny.
was so cute.
It was so cute.
I love them together. So it seems like they're official now. Do you think Joe and Kendall will last through Paradise?
I think so. Well, I don't know if they're gonna leave together. She seems to still be like
on the fence.
Oddly hesitant. I don't think she's on the fence, but I do think that Joe is somebody that she never imagined herself with. I think she imagined herself more with like an analytical, intellectual type.
Yeah.
And that's just, I mean, not to say that Joe's not smart. He seems like a totally smart guy, but he's like way more simple vibes than I think Kendall imagined for herself. So I think she just needs to get rid of that that notion that she had for herself.
Yeah, definitely. But it's like an opposites attract kind of thing.
Oh,
so I think that works. I think they're so cute together.
I love that Joe just like makes me feel like so safe. Like, oh, he just makes me so happy, And I just feel lucky that I'm able to see him in so many different dimensions. because that's what like truly tests a relationship.
Let's move on to Jordan, Jenna, Benoit, another love triangle that came up.
Benoit, just get away, right?
Yeah, I know. It's like Jordan and Jenna are meant to be together. I feel like Benoit kind of inserted himself in the middle there. It didn't make sense to me at all. But I feel like Jenna was trying to teach Jordan a lesson a little bit.
A little bit. I think she took it a little bit overboard, if we're going to say that was a lesson. I think one date and done.
Yeah.
Comes back, sees the I'm sorry in the sand. She could have forgiven Jordan there, but then she keeps going on with Benoit.
It was a little bit of back and forth.
The poor guy doesn't need this anymore. This is real love. I really believe it was like love at first sight.
I do too.
And then Benoit is just like, he's just trying to find someone. Benoit, like, I don't want to bash the guy, but I do almost feel like he's the kind of guy who can like fall in love with anyone.
Yeah. It did kind of seem like after Jenna kind of like cut him loose that he was just kind of like looking for the first person he could find. He landed on Chelsea. He tried his hardest with Chelsea.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Then he left in a fit of tears.
Yeah, but that's not to say that the girls that he's chosen haven't been deserving of his love or anything like that. I don't want that to be misinterpreted, but I just think, Benoit really falls fast.
Yes.
And hard. And sometimes it's not completely logical. Not that love is logical, but you know what I mean.
Exactly. And you can tell that Jordan and Jenna do have like a real connection. Like when they're just sitting together talking, like you can see it between them.
I'm definitely falling in love with Jenna. Every day I learn a little more. She lets me in a little more, and I just want to, keep getting to know her, and there's nothing I don't like about her.
Do you think Jordan and Jenna will last?
I think Jordan and Jenna are probably the strongest couple in Paradise. Well, once they, officially call each other boyfriend and girlfriend again. But it's just, there is just that magic. There's magic around them that the other ones don't necessarily have.
I mean, I know they're not like official yet, but I have to say they're one of my favorite Bachelor couples of all time.
They're so funny. They're so compatible.
I know. Like I would love to just stalk them on Instagram. They're so good together. Let's move on to Chris, Crystal, and Connor. So, Chris started to redeem himself a little bit for me. I was kind of hard on him the past couple weeks, but I'm starting to like him a little bit more now that he's in with Crystal. Then Connor comes in. What did you make of his date with Crystal Connor?
I was surprised that she actually got as physical as she did.
Yeah.
And she seemed into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's going to really affect her relationship with Chris. I think they're going to come out as the couple. And Chris, I have to say that I found him completely unlikable at the beginning of the season and during Becca's season. I saw him last night at the reunion show, and he was a much more likable human being.
Maybe he's just better in our relationship.
Maybe he is. He was very bright. Say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He had a light around him yesterday, and he normally doesn't have a light,
maybe
right?
he's just not good dating wise. Maybe he just needs that security to just calm down a little bit and not be so annoying.
I think the biggest thing I love about Crystal is that she's a very caring person, very nurturing. I love that.
Does that feel good?
Oh my God.
He told me that whole appetizer, main course, dessert thing that he, qualified the girls as, it was not necessarily she's dessert. You know, it was I would actually have a dessert with her. Like that's the amount of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably a little bit of backtracking going on there, but that maybe makes a little bit more sense. But I do like him with Crystal. I think they work together. I like his cute little dates he keeps doing for her. The yoga was really cute. I thought that was nice. And I think she made the right decision. Do you think she should have sticked out with Connor a little bit more to give him more of a shot?
No. I think she and Chris are on a path, and she was so upfront with Connor, which is what I loved.
Yeah.
She was like, hey, I'm really in this with Chris. If you insist on taking me out, just know it's probably not going to work out in the end.
But she still kissed him though.
I know, it was weird, but Crystal's been rather upfront the entire season. And that's the way to win Paradise, really, is just to be honest with everyone about your feelings and motives.
Exactly. Leo should take notes. I thought it was funny also later on on the episode, Tia kind of weighed in on Connor, calling him a douchebag because he takes his drinks in champagne flutes.
I thought that was hilarious.
Really?
I had no problem with Tia saying that. I was like, that's a real girl. That's something that all girls would say to their boyfriend about like the annoying new guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was fine.
I loved it. And I was like, I looked at Connor differently. I was like, is he a douchebag? But I was like, if someone took their drink in a champagne flute, I would probably think the same thing too.
I mean, credit to Connor. Probably is a little bit easier to drink out of a flute.
I guess, but like, what's the purpose? Just so you look fancier?
I don't know.
He asked for his tequila soda in a champagne flute. It's his thing.
So let's go to Kevin and Astrid, who seem like the most low-key couple, to be honest, in Paradise. Pretty boring, but in this week's episode, it kind of got weird. Almost out of nowhere, it seemed like he was kind of creating drama for no reason, saying she should go on dates with other people. Do you think people need to test the waters before they know for sure who they're gonna date?
No, I think that guys just like to have, they like to hunt a little bit, and I think he was just kind of asking for a little bit of a hunt.
But he wanted her to go out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he wanted to go see her and, have to win her over.
Chase her a little bit more?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she obviously broke down about that, but it kind of led to a very emotional conversation between the two of them where he kind of opened up about his trust issues, mental health.
I got engaged in this situation and everything was the best ever and there's no one that could ever come between us. As soon as the real world came in, it all fell apart.
This is what I can say about Kevin and any trust issues he may have. He really thought that he found his wife on the Bachelorette Canada, and then when that didn't work out, I think that just messed with his psyche a little bit, where he was like, oh wow, I have to start again. And I think it's just daunting when you're so marriage and family oriented and then you're like, is this one not going to work out too? And you just really don't want to let yourself fall into a relationship when you have the potential of getting heartbroken again.
Right.
I do therapy twice a week for this exact reason. I talk about everything. I'm going crazy.
When he did get vulnerable about talking about his mental health and going to therapy, obviously it was a super vulnerable moment, and a lot of people reacted super positively to that online. So do you think it's healthy and good to see the men on the TV kind of opening up in that way?
Oh, I love that he talked about going to therapy. I think that anytime you're open about any mental health issue you have, it just makes so many people out there not afraid to talk about their own, and it's just always been such a stigmatized thing. You can talk about the disease of the body, but not any issues you have in the mind, and we obviously have a lot of mental health issues in this country that need to be addressed, so the more we talk about it, the more it'll be an open conversation.
Yeah, exactly. I also thought it was nice to see a guy kind of get vulnerable in a relationship, because usually they're kind of the tough ones, kind of holding back, and it was nice to see him kind of put his guard down a little bit.
It was nice.
And knowing what you know about Kevin, do you think him and Astrid are a good match?
I think they seem really strong. Yeah, I think they are a good match. I'm excited to see how it turns out for him.
Nice. I want to talk about Venmo John, just because I know he's been playing the field all over Paradise. He's been kissing everyone left and right. But I'm kind of getting a little annoyed with Venmo John, just because I feel like he's kissing everyone and he doesn't really like anyone. I
talked about this with him yesterday, so you're gonna have to watch that Access interview with Venmo John. But he just really feels like in that environment where everything is very sped up and you need to figure out your feelings fast, he said that kissing was his way to gauge romantic feelings.
Okay. I just don't know how I feel about that. I
don't know how I feel about that either. I'm not somebody who's gonna kiss people that I don't have any
that you don't
draw
like.
to.
Yeah, and I feel bad for the girls, because obviously we saw his 5-second breakup with Jubilee. He sent home Caroline. Now Olivia's in here. He had that quick kiss with Kendall. I'm just like, John,
I don't get it either, but John's doing his thing.
John's the new Ari, kissing bandit.
I've definitely got my eye on Olivia. I feel like there's so much more that I want to get to know her for, so that's what the rest of Paradise is for, and I'm really looking forward to it. third time's the charm.
So Colton and Tia, we didn't see a lot of them this week, which I'm not gonna lie, I was very happy about.
Oh, really? I love Colton.
I was happy to take a little break from them. We've seen a lot of them, but it seems like they're going along pretty good. Do we buy the whole Colton and Tia thing though? Because I'm still on the fence about them. I feel like Colton, it's like a little bit of a he's just not that into you situation for me.
I think over the past couple, like 2 weeks now, I think I've seen real signs of him liking her, and it just seems easy together. They seem easy together when I watch them just like off to the side during a rose ceremony or like having a meal out by the pool. They just seem really cozy and easy, and I feel the best friend vibe. I feel best friend vibes.
Yeah.
But in the sense of like they're really
just
comfortable together, and it doesn't make me feel awkward to watch. Like some couples, you're like, there's no natural chemistry there. I feel like there's a lot of natural chemistry with them.
Yeah, I get he cares for her. I kind of feel like everything that happened in the beginning with him being so wishy-washy and back and forth, it just makes me very hesitant. Like, did he really make such a big 180 turn in such a short amount of time?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think fourth place finishers have a really hard time. I'm not trying to defend Colton or Jared, but yes, I am. Because they're both fourth place finishers, and that means that your turnaround time between the Bachelorette and going to Paradise is like 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And you just don't have enough time to recover, and you really got to the point during your Bachelorette season where you were in love. And to jump right into a very similar experience where you're seeing a lot of the same people around, but you're missing that girl. You're like, I need to find somebody right now that compares to the feeling that I had after knowing the other girl for over 6 weeks. It really messed you up.
I haven't been this happy in a long time.
Woo! My quads.
I'm not trying to get married and have babies immediately, but at the same time, I feel like we're in a good place.
Go.
I feel like Colton is just ready. He's there. And I do feel confident in our relationship.
This one really annoyed me, Eric and Angela.
Yeah, it was messed up.
I was actually quite triggered by this, but
Same.
So Eric and Angela have been going along pretty smoothly. It seemed like they built pretty gradually up to their first date where they were all in. All in. They said that about 50 million times. Their date was nice, luxurious little hotel spa date.
Didn't feel too fireworksy.
No.
Didn't feel like fireworks.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse him saying yes to the date with Cassandra without talking to her.
Yes.
And especially after a night where he said, all in, don't want to date anyone else. Then you don't go and talk to Angela before saying yes to Cassandra?
Yeah.
He goes, I woke up in a different mood.
And I changed my mind.
Yeah. No, you saw Cassandra.
Exactly. I wish he would have been more honest about that. If he had said, look, I saw her, we talked, I kind of want to see where this goes, maybe I could have understood a little bit more, but his whole excuse was awful.
Yeah, BS meter going.
And like I've definitely been in a situation like that where you're going along fine, the guy's telling you all this stuff, he really likes you, and then all of a sudden he like flips the script. So I really felt so bad for Angela.
I felt so bad for her, but I was also like, girl, you do better.
Probably better sooner rather than later.
Yeah, move on.
Would you ever be able to forgive someone who kind of did that to you? Like if he goes on the date with Cassandra and then comes back and says, look, I really like you, Angela. Can you give me another chance?
I have to say I can because I did that in Paradise too, Jared.
Do you think Angela should?
Well, they're like more of an official couple than Jared and I were, and they're more weeks into it, and they've been like all in, blah blah blah. If he comes back from the date and is like groveling, it's one thing, maybe one chance.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be in her head for the
right.
months
Do you
following.
ever trust someone again after that? Like, do you trust what they're saying is real?
I don't know.
Well, I feel like last night we said we don't want to go on dates with anybody else.
Right, you
We're
said that.
all in on each other.
That's why I told you I woke up with a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? And so that's it. And hopefully you understand that.
And then I just wanted to give a shout out to my girl Annalise. She was here last week, but I really, really like the way she's had a few knocks in Paradise, but she keeps getting back in the saddle. She got dumped by Jordan. Kenny went back to his daughter's recital, but she was like, I feel like she's determined to get a ring.
I know.
And she found Camille. I don't think it's gonna last.
No, me neither. Not at all. Don't feel that at all.
But I love her persistence.
Camille doesn't feel like he has anything behind the eyes.
Right, like no emotion.
There's no emotion. I feel like he's like the Russian in Rocky IV. Like he just speaks.
Yes.
He speaks in like one-word declarative sentences and very, very infrequently.
Yeah, I think we do.
I don't know. I don't trust that man.
Well, we see the promos are next week, so we know like it's gonna go down.
Yeah, but I really do like Annalise. She's a sweetie.
I know, I love her too. She is a sweetheart. Okay, so obviously in the promo we see lots of tears in next week's episode. Everyone seems to be crying, so lots of drama going down. But there's also happy tears because we finally get to see your engagement.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it yet.
You
so
haven't?
I'm excited.
Hey. Okay, well, what was going through your head in that moment?
I didn't, not to say that I knew, but like I had an inkling that it could happen. I was like 50-50. So, I mean, what happened in my mind was like when we hit the sand and he started his spiel, I was like, oh my god, it actually is happening. Oh my god, what?
Yeah. So when you guys went down to Mexico, like what was the reason?
I thought we were just going to give out a date card to a couple of our choosing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got an even bigger surprise. Yeah. And then have you guys like started like full swing wedding planning yet?
Yeah, full swing now. I got my dresses.
Nice.
And we're going venue shopping. We should be deciding on a venue within the next week because we want to get married next summer. And man, do you have to book a year in advance.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.